They said the words. They looked you in the eye. They told you they were sorry, and you wanted to believe them. Part of you did believe them. But there was this feeling in your chest, this weight that would not lift, this voice in the back of your mind whispering that something was wrong. You could not explain it. The words sounded right. The tone seemed sincere. So you told yourself you were being too hard on them, too unforgiving, too stuck in the past. But hours later, maybe days later, you realized nothing had changed. The same patterns returned, the same behavior, the same hurt. And you were left wondering if the apology meant anything at all. Here is what I need you to understand. That feeling you had, that gut sense that something was off, that was not paranoia. That was not you being difficult. That was your nervous system detecting what your conscious mind could not yet articulate. The apology did not feel real because it was not real. Welcome to predator psychology, where we decode the minds that manipulate and arm the minds that heal. Today, we are going to break down exactly why narcissistic apologies feel hollow, even when they contain all the right words. I'm going to show you the neurological reason they cannot apologize the way healthy people do, the specific patterns their fake apologies follow, and most importantly, why your body knew the truth before your mind caught up. By the end of this video, you will never second-guess that gut feeling again. To understand why their apology feels fake, you first need to understand what a real apology actually requires. Researchers at Ohio State University tested over 750 participants to identify what makes an apology effective. They found 6 essential elements: acknowledgement of responsibility, an offer of repair, expression of regret, explanation of what went wrong, declaration of repentance, and a request for forgiveness. But here is what the research revealed as most critical. The single most important element, the one that makes or breaks whether an apology lands, is taking full responsibility without deflection. Not explaining why they did it, not contextualizing, not redirecting to your behavior, just ownership. And this is precisely what narcissistic apologies systematically avoid. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, clinical psychologist and one of the leading experts on narcissistic abuse, puts it this way. A genuine apology means taking responsibility, addressing the other person's feelings, striving for reconciliation, and committing to learning from it. A narcissistic apology is about getting off the hook, getting back to the way they want things to be, keeping the trains running on time. The distinction is fundamental. A real apology centers your pain. A narcissistic apology centers their discomfort with conflict. So why can they not just apologize like a normal person? The answer lies in the brain itself. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, lists empathy impairment as a defining criterion for narcissistic personality disorder. But the specific language matters. It describes individuals who are unwilling to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Not unable, unwilling. This is a motivational deficit, not just a capability one. Neuroimaging studies published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research found reduced gray matter volume in 3 critical brain regions in narcissistic individuals. The anterior insula, which governs our ability to feel others' emotions as if they were our own. The anterior cingulate cortex, involved in emotional regulation and empathy. And areas of the prefrontal cortex responsible for self-reflection. When the anterior insula is underactive, you can intellectually understand that someone is hurt without actually feeling their pain. You can say the words of an apology without the emotional resonance that makes those words land. But here is where it gets more troubling. Research shows that narcissists also have hyperactive default mode networks. This is the brain region activated during self-referential thinking. It is essentially the part of the brain that thinks about me. In narcissistic individuals, this network dominates, making it neurologically difficult to shift focus from their own experience to yours. They are not thinking about your pain. They are thinking about the conflict they want to end, the discomfort they want to escape, the image they want to preserve. A peer-reviewed study in the European Journal of Personality mapped the exact psychological pathway. Narcissism leads to low empathy. Low empathy reduces guilt about transgressions, and reduced guilt creates unwillingness to apologize authentically. This brings us to a crucial distinction: guilt versus shame. Guilt says, I did something bad. Shame says, I am bad. Guilt motivates repair. Shame motivates defense and deflection. Research in psychiatry. Research found that narcissistic individuals show higher shame but not higher guilt than the general population. They experience the wrong emotion for repair. When confronted with their behavior, their brain does not say, let me fix this. It says, I'm under attack and I must defend myself. This is why even when they apologize, it feels like defense. Because neurologically, that is exactly what it is. Now let me show you what these fake apologies actually look like. Once you see the patterns, you will recognize them immediately. The blame shift apology. I'm sorry you feel that way. Notice what this does. It places the problem entirely in your emotional response, not their behavior. You are not being apologized to. You are being diagnosed as overly sensitive. The conditional apology. I am sorry, but you have to understand. Everything before the but gets erased. The but introduces justification, excuse, context that minimizes their responsibility. I am sorry, but I was stressed. I am sorry, but you provoked me. I am sorry, but there was truth in what I said. The performative apology. I am so sorry. I am such a terrible person. I do not know why anyone puts up with me. This theatrical display accomplishes something sinister. It shifts focus from your pain to their suffering. Suddenly, you are comforting them. You are reassuring them they are not that bad. The victim becomes the caretaker. The word salad apology. This one starts with something resembling remorse, but quickly spirals into circular, contradictory, rambling speech. Old grievances surface. The conversation derails. By the end, somehow you are apologizing despite being the one who was wronged. You leave more confused than before. The minimizing apology. I was just joking. You are too sensitive. I did not mean it like that. This implies that the problem is not what they did, but how you received it. Your pain becomes evidence of your dysfunction rather than their harmful behavior. The phantom apology. I guess I owe you an apology. This hints at apology without actually delivering one. It acknowledges the social expectation of remorse while avoiding actual accountability. And the bullying apology. Fine, I'm sorry. Okay. Are you happy now? Delivered with contempt, aggression, or threatening tone, it technically contains the words but weaponizes them. You are punished for requiring accountability at all. Now here's the part that will validate everything you have felt. Your body knew before your mind did, and there is science behind why. Dr. Stephen Porges developed polyvagal theory, which describes how our nervous system constantly scans for safety and threat below conscious awareness. He calls this process neuroception. Your autonomic nervous system reads facial microexpressions, vocal tone, body language, and timing, all without your conscious mind being involved. When someone apologizes genuinely, their verbal and nonverbal signals align. Words match tone. Tone matches body language. The nervous system reads this congruence and relaxes. But when a narcissist apologizes, their words say one thing while their body communicates another. Maybe their eyes are flat while their voice performs warmth. Maybe their posture is defensive while their words claim openness. Maybe the timing feels off, rushed, or rehearsed. Your nervous system detects this mismatch and triggers a threat response. That is the gut feeling. That is the weight in your chest. That is the voice saying something is wrong here. Research by Dr. Leanne Ten. Brinka at the University of British Columbia found that genuine remorse presents as fluid emotional display, while fake remorse appears choppy and chaotic with conflicting emotions and unnatural hesitations. Studies show that people experience increased heart rate and physiological arousal when observing lies compared to truths, even when they consciously cannot identify the deception. Your body is a sophisticated lie detector. It evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to protect you from inauthentic people. When it tells you the apology is not real, that is not anxiety. That is not trauma making you paranoid. That is ancient survival wisdom doing exactly what it was designed to do. And here is the pattern that makes everything click. Narcissistic apologies serve a specific function in the abuse cycle. They are not repair, they are reset. The apology buys a brief honeymoon period. Things seem better. You feel hopeful. Then the devaluation returns. Same behavior, same patterns, same hurt. Then another crisis, another apology, another reset. This creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the most addictive pattern of behavioral conditioning that exists. Unpredictable rewards create stronger attachment than consistent ones. The occasional moment of seeming genuine remorse amid the abuse becomes neurologically compelling precisely because it is rare. Your brain is not broken for wanting to believe them. It is responding exactly as any brain would respond to intermittent reinforcement. The same mechanism that keeps gamblers playing keeps abuse survivors hoping. This is not weakness. This is neurobiology being exploited. So what do you do with this knowledge? First, trust your body. If the apology does not feel real, it probably is not. Your nervous system has been collecting data your conscious mind has not processed yet. That gut feeling is information. Treat it as such. Second, watch for behavior over time. Words in moments of crisis mean nothing. Sustained change over weeks and months means everything. A narcissist will promise transformation when their feet are held to the fire. A person genuinely committed to change will demonstrate it quietly, consistently, without requiring your validation for doing so. Third, recognize that you can acknowledge an apology without accepting it. I hear that you are apologizing is not the same as I accept your apology and everything is fine. You do not owe anyone instant forgiveness. You do not owe anyone the benefit of the doubt when they have proven their words mean nothing. Fourth, keep a record. Not for them, for you. Write down what happened, what they said, and what happened next. Narcissistic abuse creates cognitive fog. Having documentation counters the gaslighting, especially the gaslighting you might do to yourself. Fifth, surround yourself with people who validate your reality. Narcissistic abuse isolates you and makes you doubt your own perception. Reality-affirming relationships help rebuild the self-trust that was systematically dismantled. And finally, understand this. The apology feeling hollow is not you being unforgiving. It is not you being stuck in the past. It is not you being too sensitive. It is your system accurately perceiving that words without emotional truth behind them are just manipulation wearing the mask of repair. The apology never felt real because it was never real. It was a tool to end conflict, not to heal it. A mechanism to regain control, not to release it. A performance designed to reset the cycle so it could begin again. Your doubt was not dysfunction. It was discernment. Your gut was not paranoid. It was protective. When someone shows you that their words and their behavior exist in different worlds, believe the behavior. Every time. The pattern is the protection. Now you see it. If this shifted how you understand what happened to you, subscribe. There's more to unpack, and you deserve to understand all of it.